YouTube is Secrets, Advice, and Prophecy. And today's video, I'm just eating some corn nuts. Literally eating some corn nuts. Tastes pretty good. But anyways, man, today's video is about why I think the problem for the New York Giants is staring us right in the face and we don't even know it. I'm talking about ownership. I'm talking about John Mara, right? Now, being part of an owner is a big responsibility, right? You own the team. It's your team, you know? But when your team misses the playoffs, or when your team only make the playoffs 2 out of 11, well, actually, yeah, they make the playoffs 2 out of the 11 years, right? Because I wrote it down, okay? His name is John Mara. His title is the owner, okay? Year is 1925 through 2024, okay? Number one, he built around Eli Manning. He knew going forward Eli Manning was a long-term answer for the New York Giants. That's why they traded him to get him, right? They built around him. Eli gave you 2 good prime years of his career. Won you 2 Super Bowls. Should have been 3, but, you know, it is what it is. You know, they built around him, as they should. Number 2, made the playoffs 2 out of 11, well, made the playoffs out of the last 11 years. So they only made 2 playoff appearances in the last 11 years. Because now we're in 2024. So they made the playoffs 2016 and they made the playoffs last year. Okay? That's not good. Number 3, failed to replace Eli's predecessor. They knew Eli Manning time was coming. They got too comfortable, in my opinion. They got too comfortable. They knew that Eli Manning was not going to play forever. They said, oh, nothing's going to happen to him, which obviously nothing did happen to him. You know, he played every single snap until they benched him. You know, I mean, if you look at Green Bay, you look at the Steelers. They had their replacement ready to go. We didn't. Okay. And number 4, let me see, 1, 2, 3. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, number 4, failed to prove the O-line. And this started way back when we had a decent O-line, right? When those 4 guys blocked for us for years, never missed a snap, played all 16 games when the NFL had that 16-game format, right? So, now you could say to yourself, wait a minute, what does John Mara have to do with this team? John Mara only hires who he thinks is going to drive this team to the next chapter, right? Like we had Tom Coughlin. Tom Coughlin days in New York were numbered. You know, like when he won his second championship, the writing was already on the wall. You know, I mean, players were not fighting for him no more. They wasn't doing this. They wasn't doing that. We had to let go of players. And we just need a new voice. You know, and we riffed on a lot of bad coaches. I should have wrote that down as well. Ever since Tom Coughlin left, we've had bad coaches. Ben McAdoo, Pat Shermer, Joe Judge, now Brian Dable, and they all came from the coach of Bill Belichick, right? They all came underneath the coach of Bill Belichick, or they came from the coaching tree of Bill Belichick, and none of them pan out. None of them pan out. Brian Dable is going to be on his way out next year if the Giants start an abysmal year like they did last year. Right? Now, I understand the Giants parted ways with Wink Martindale, right? Now, the candidates are Leslie Frazier. He used to be the defensive coordinator for the Bills. No, he used to be a head coach for the Bills. And then obviously AP, Antonio Pierce, who used to be not used to be, but he was a former linebacker for the New York Giants. He was one of our best linebacker that we had. I don't think he's going to come here. I think, he's trying to build something with the Oakland Raiders. If they do wind up resigning him or giving him a long-term deal because of what he did this year, I wouldn't be surprised, But Leslie Frazier is another good defensive talent that we can utilize. But here's a head scratcher: the Giants are keeping Mike Hefka. Seeing how abysmal the offense was last year, we're still keeping Mike Hefka, which is a very odd decision to make because I think Mike Hefka isn't the greatest play caller. He is not. He has shown he is not. Now it depends on who we're facing. If it's a team that it's bad is bad against the run, or good against the pass, or bad against the run, bad against the pass, or good against the run, bad against the pass. It depends on who we're facing. But we had Kevin Gilbride with Eli Manning's first Super Bowl run, right? He was great. His play calling was a lot of vertical down the field type of offense, right? That's what we need. But then again, you can't just bomb it down the field and expect, your receivers to come down with it, because you're facing different opponents and different schemes. Like this year, when I looked at the 2024 schedule, we're facing the NFC South. We're facing the NFC South. South. So, I don't know who we're facing week one. Probably is the Cowboys again. But yeah, we've been we've been we've we've been going through a lot. Bad head coaches, bad offensive coordinators, you name it. And they just say the same old routine. Like I was just watching them earlier, and they was just basically saying the same crap they said last year. Oh, it's on us. We have to. This team has to get better on us. There's no excuse. This and that and the third. Sterling Shepard retired today. He announced his retirement today. Happy birthday to him, though. Well, not now, but next month is his birthday. Derrick Henry. Obviously, he's probably gonna say his last goodbyes in Tennessee, and who knows? Maybe the Giants are probably going to keep an eye out on him. But then again, because we already have our running back in Saquon Barkley, but Derrick Henry is a running back that we desperately need. No disrespect to Saquon Barkley, but Derrick Henry fits what we need scheme wise. He's a bruiser back. He's kind of like Steven Jackson, but a little bit shorter. You know, we need that bruiser. We need that Brandon Jacobs. You know, we need that power back. You know, I mean, look at the running backs that we had over the years: Tiki, Bradshaw, Jacobs, Ward. You know, Jennings, Shane Vereen. Like we had a very good David Wilson. You know, I mean, obviously outside of David Wilson because he had his career cut short. But then again, you know, but we just had a lot of shifty guys. You know, we had a lot of strong, shifty, power. You know what I'm saying? Like we ran a very tight ship in the running back department. You know, and we never liked the running back, never. You know, when we got Shane Vereen and Jennings and we had Andre Williams, the Giants was not bad at running the ball at all. I think Jennings did a pretty good job. But that's something that we have lacked in almost 11 years now. You know, we need to get back to the running game. As for Daniel Jones, um, listen, we're stuck with Daniel Jones, whether we like it or not. No NFL player is going to take his contract. So we're probably going to be stuck with him for the next 2 more years, or not this year and the next year. You know, he's probably going to be a free agent. Saquon Barkley is going to be a free agent this up and coming month or so, around whenever free agents is in the NFL. Now, do we franchise tag him or do we sign him to a lucrative deal? Now, he did say that he doesn't mind being franchise tagged. He just don't want it to be too late, you know? Like, don't tell me last minute, oh, we're going to franchise tag you. Like, if you're going to franchise tag me, just do it now and get it over with, you know? I mean, that's coming from a true Aquarius, you know? Like, if you're going to do something, just do it, you know? Don't tell me 5 minutes in advance or, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to do something, just do it, you know? Or I'm just going to walk, you know? You know, I'll go to a team that appreciates me. You know, maybe I'll showcase my talents better than I was over here. You know what I'm saying? Because he only had his best years was his rookie year, and then the year after that where he tore his ACL and he came back. So he had 2 solid good years with us. But other than that, he hasn't really gone anywhere. You know, outside of that one playoff win that they got, other than that, he didn't really do anything. So to me, I'm putting all this on management. I'm putting all this on management. Okay. Now the draft picks that we have, right now we're currently at number 6 because obviously we won against Philly. So we move a little notch down. So we're picking at number 6 now. Like to me, a win that I mean, of course you want to beat the Eagles. You don't want to keep losing to the same damn team over and over and over. I get it. I get it. They're in the playoffs. We're at home. So what difference did it make if we won or lost? You know, like it doesn't really make any difference whether we won or we lost. Because if we won right now, yes, we would have been picking at number 6. If we would have lost, we would have been picking at number 5. So best case scenario, we try to improve the offensive line because outside of all these quarterbacks, not really too sold on these quarterbacks. I'm not. I think the Giants should just stick with building around Daniel Jones. Now his injury history is obviously a cause of concern because we don't know if he could play a full healthy game yet. Outside of last year where he didn't really miss a lot of games, but this year, yeah, he got hurt, he came back, he got hurt again. And I mean, I said that we should have just shut him down. You know what I'm saying? And like, why risk him? Why put him back out there just to get hurt again, like he did? So the Giants have a lot of holes, but it's not on the defensive end. I mean, yeah, you could put a few pieces on the defensive end, but I think their true issues is on the offensive line, most and foremost, because you can have anybody back there. I don't care who you have. You can have rookie Randy Moss back there. You can have prime Emmett Smith back there. If you have a trash O line, your team is not going anywhere unless you have a quarterback that can do it all. You know, that can run, that can. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look at Russell Wilson has been playing behind a shitty offensive line in Seattle, but he still made it work. He still made it work. Even with a crappy offensive lineman, he still made it work. He still made it work. And he won the Super Bowl on top of that. So I'm just gonna leave it to the Giant because obviously there's nothing I can do. I'm not in the meeting rooms. I'm not in the organization. I'm just a fan. You know, I could just tell you what I want the Giants to do, or I could tell you what I think the Giants are going to